Well, folks, just when you think that Fox News can't get any lower, trust me, they can always get lower. Now they're out there saying that Donald Trump is appealing to black voters because black people like sneakers. Yeah, black people love gold sneakers, so now they're going to vote for Donald Trump. I'm not really surprised here because just a while back they said that black people could relate to Donald Trump because he had a mugshot now. And Donald Trump is out there saying that black people are going to vote for him because they know what it's like to be discriminated against, and they see how much he's being discriminated against, and they can relate to him now. And this is one of the most blatant, over-the-top, in-your-face examples of racism, and yet it will go right over top of people's heads. There will be people in my part of the world that will see that and go, yeah, man, yeah, Trump's starting to win over black people now. They're seeing through it. Yeah, they're seeing through it too now. No, they're seeing it for exactly what it is. I'm going to break this down, though, on a level to where people in my part of the world can understand it. People that looks like me, sounds like me, has the same color skin, lives around me. Let me break this down for you so you can realize just how degrading and insulting these kind of remarks from Fox News and Donald Trump is to black people. Imagine if Joe Biden came out, put on a pair of overalls, put a pair of those Billy Bob teeth in his mouth and hung a hayseed from them, put on a John Deere hat, and said, now I'll win over the hillbilly vote. Them people in East Tennessee will vote for me. Now they love overhauls. And all of them's got messed up teeth like this. They'll all vote for me. Would you be cool with that? Would you be okay with him saying that? What if he came out and said, you know, back when I was growing up, I used to sleep with my first cousins. That'll get me the Kentucky vote. I mean, we all know they're a bunch of cousin fuckers. Hell, they'll vote for me now. Would you be cool with that? What if he came out and said, you know, my son Hunter used to be on some pretty hard drugs, and I know those people up in West Virginia, by God, they love some hillbilly heroin, so they're going to vote for me. Would that be cool with you? Do you see now just how degrading and insulting that it is? You wouldn't stand for it for a second. I know you wouldn't stand for it because when Joe Biden stands up and says, hey, I'm here to try to help make your life better, you slap that hand, so I know you wouldn't go for that. It is so ridiculous to think, for you to think that Donald Trump is winning over black people because he's selling sneakers now and because he has a mugshot and because he's been discriminated against. No, Donald Trump is a criminal who's being held accountable for the first time in his life. And to someone who's had a silver spoon stuck up their ass their entire life and now they're facing accountability, I'm sure it does feel like discrimination to someone like that. I'm sure it does feel that way, but it's not the same thing. It is not the same thing at all. But I can understand why people in my part of the world would think that black people could be so easily duped. I understand that because people in my part of the world were so easily duped. Donald Trump came out, he put on a coal mining hard hat and gave him a thumbs up, and they all applauded. That guy never walked down a dirt road in his life. He never got no calluses on his fingers, no sweat on his brow, no coal dust on his hands, and no coal dust in his lungs. That hard hat he put on, your granddaddies died wearing that hard hat. Your granddaddies died with black lung in their lungs, and they had nothing, and they got left high and dry. Politicians like Donald Trump used them to the bitter end, and then he comes out and puts on that hard hat and gives a thumbs up, and you all cheered for it. So yeah, I guess maybe you do think other people could be played because you were so gullible, but other people sees through it. That's the thing. People sees through this bullshit. And it's the only thing I'll say about Donald Trump, and it's not a good thing to say about him, but I'll give him this. And I really hate to say this. I never wanted to have to say this, okay? I really didn't. But I'm glad that he just went ahead and done what he done. Because everybody put his hats on their head, and now we know where the racists are. Now we know where the bigots are. We don't have to look for them anymore. We don't have to wonder anymore. We don't have to sit and wonder, well, you know, this person seems like a good person, seems like a really good guy. Give you the shirt off his back. We don't have to worry about that anymore because they announce it to the world. They have been duped. They have been played. They have been conned, and they're out there spending their money on sneakers that, no, they wouldn't wear. Nobody in my part of the world would walk around in them god-awful sneakers, but they'll go buy them. They'll go buy his trading cards. They'll go buy a piece of his suit. They'll go buy his mugshot. They'll go buy a T-shirt that says "Never Surrender" with a picture of it on him, of him surrendering, and then they'll turn around and go, yeah, man, he's winning over black people too now. My mom used to have a saying when I was growing up. She would see somebody do something and she'd say, oh man, I'm just embarrassed for him. I have felt that way ever since Donald Trump came down that damn escalator.